So, Neuvillette, have you ever heard of SRE? Let me tell you, it's quite a fascinating field.
SRE, you say? I'm curious, what exactly does it entail?
SRE stands for Site Reliability Engineering. It started as a tiny project and then just exploded with growth, especially at Google.
Ah, Google. Their infrastructure is enormous, isn't it? How did SRE manage to keep up with such growth?
A great question. It all began in the early 90s when tech was simpler and systems were smaller but quite fragile. The authors started at a company called Excite, working with a group they amusingly called Software Operations. It was the precursor to SRE.
Interesting name. Software operations sounds like the caveman version of SRE. What was the transition to Google like for them?
Haha, exactly. When they joined Google in 2006, SRE was still in its infancy, a budding concept taking root. They witnessed and participated in its evolution at Google.
That's quite a journey, from a small role to handling one of the largest computing infrastructures. What kind of impact did they see SRE having during their time there?
Oh, a huge impact. SRE grew from a few engineers to over 1,000, spread across different sites. They were in charge of keeping Google's systems reliable and running smoothly, no matter how complex or large they got.
Sounds like a lot of responsibility. What was essential to SRE's success and growth, according to them?
Well, for them, it was adhering to a set of core principles. Engineers split their time doing on-call shifts and building new tools to automate and improve systems management.
Balancing practical experience with innovation, I see. What exactly do SREs do during these on-call shifts?
They literally put their hands on the systems, monitoring, fixing issues, and figuring out the best way to scale them. Then they reflect on these experiences to build better tools and processes.
Quite like being both the pilot and the engineer. Did they say anything about how this work translates beyond Google?
Indeed. The solutions designed by SREs are so effective that they're now available to anyone, through Google Cloud, for instance. Other teams can use these tools to leverage the expertise accumulated over the years.
It must be rewarding to know that their work benefits so many. How did they ensure the SRE principles remain relevant over time?
They focused on creating a flexible set of rules, similar to guidelines by Ben Traynor-Sloss, that could adapt as technology and their systems evolved.
Adaptability seems key when scaling such vast systems. Did they offer any specific examples of how SRE's responsibilities have evolved?
Certainly, earlier on, tasks might have been about managing 20 machines, but now it's automating processes for fleets of thousands. It's all about embracing change and scoping up operations.
From humble beginnings to innovation giants. It's like piloting a modern jumbo jet rather than an early single-engine plane, huh?
Exactly. They actually used an airplane analogy to describe their journey and growth. As planes became more complex yet remained manageable with just 2 pilots, SRE systems also stayed reliable.
Fascinating parallel. I'm still curious, though. Do they encounter any unexpected challenges despite all this meticulous planning?
Oh, definitely. Despite planning, unexpected issues always pop up. The key is being prepared to swiftly manage these emergencies.
Preparation and adaptability, a robust combination. So how do SRE teams maintain such proficiency?
By constantly learning from day-to-day operations, they gain intricate knowledge of the systems, their quirks, potential points of failure, and the best ways to handle those.
Ah, the continuous cycle of learning and applying that knowledge. It's no wonder they've been so successful.
And with all that success, they still keep everything running smoothly, with minimal hiccups. After all, no one wants their flight to be delayed due to a sleepy pilot, right?
Certainly not. I can see why they're so proud of the journey and growth SRE has undergone.
Absolutely. It's incredible to see the evolution from a small group trying to make sense of tech systems to leading innovative operations at such a scale.
Their story is truly inspiring, especially how they turn challenges into opportunities for growth. What's next on our journey through the intricacies of SRE?
Stay tuned. There's plenty more ground to cover, like the operational philosophies and how they revolve around these elegant concepts. But let's save that for another chat, shall we?
I look forward to it, Hu Tao. Your insights make these vast ideas much more approachable. Thank you for illuminating this part of the tech world for me.
Anytime, Neuvillette. I love sharing these tales. They're packed full of aha moments, waiting to be discovered.
I'll be ready for the next round of revelations then.
You won't be disappointed. The adventure's just begun.
So, Hu Tao, tell me more about the structure of this SRE organization at Google.
Gladly, Neuvillette. It's a complex dance of cleverness, really. The SRE teams are methodically structured to balance two essential kinds of work.
Ah, a balance? Can you elaborate on what these two types of work entail?
Absolutely. SREs split their time between being on call, which involves direct system interaction, like firefighters ready to respond to any flare-ups, and innovating new tools that make system management easier.
So they handle both immediate challenges and long-term improvements. Quite a juggling act.
Exactly. It's akin to wielding a magic wand in one hand for instant fixes, while using a drafting pen in the other to map out the future. This dual approach ensures they manage current systems effectively and constantly improve them.
How intriguing. How does this structure support their principles?
Well, the principles revolve around reliability, efficiency, and scalability. By having engineers immerse themselves in both operational and developmental rules, the teams embed these qualities into everything they touch.
Makes sense. Are there specific principles that guide SREs in their tasks?
Yes. At its core, SRE operates on the idea that they must maintain system reliability, while also keeping things flexible and manageable, even during emergencies. It's about proactive stability.
Proactive stability. A proactive mindset then plays a pivotal role in their operations.
Most definitely. It encourages SREs to foresee potential issues before they happen, ensuring the systems are ready to withstand any disturbances. It's a bit like preparing for a storm before the first cloud even forms.
Thus, they're architects of stability, ensuring that everything remains as seamless as possible. Fascinating.
You've got it, Neuvillette. And to keep this ship, or should I say plane, sailing smoothly, they package their learning and their systems as products others can use.
Ah, sharing knowledge to uplift the entire organization and beyond. It's like a cultural exchange of tech wisdom.
Exactly. Like passing down a treasured family recipe. This way, teams across the board benefit and innovate with what's been tried and tested.
Incredible. This structure must require a lot of foresight and planning. How do they ensure these principles remain timely and relevant?
A good question. Their principles are crafted like flexible laws, solid yet adaptable. They mirror the evolving demands of technology and infrastructure as they grow.
So, they're continuously evolving and suited to withstand the test of time and technology. Quite the foresight indeed.
True foresight is a virtue they cultivate. As the tech landscape shifts, so do the methods, while the core principles remain steadfast.
And in all this complexity, does every SRE engineer focus on all tasks, or do they have specific roles?
Interestingly, they often juggle multiple roles, enjoying both the big-picture strategy and the nitty-gritty details of system management, like artists blending colors to create a perfect painting.
Such versatility. It's clear the structure is as dynamic as the systems they oversee.
Dynamism is at the heart of it, ensuring the teams are ever ready, adaptive to challenges, and innovative in solutions.
Remarkable. So every SRE is simultaneously a visionary and a hands-on problem solver.
Precisely, they harness creativity in every task, securing stability while paving the path for future innovations.
Such a symbiosis of roles and responsibilities. What an enlightening exploration of Google's SRE structure, Hu Tao.
I'm thrilled you find it as intriguing as I do, Neuvillette. The harmony they achieve is a testament to their meticulous structure and guiding principles.
And all this insight has left me eager to hear more about the evolution of SRE's responsibilities. Shall we delve into that next?
Certainly. We shall unravel how these responsibilities have morphed alongside the ever-growing tech beast. Get ready for more tales of innovation.
Hu Tao, I'm all ears for this next part. How have the responsibilities of SRE evolved over time at Google?
It's like watching a mighty tree grow from a seedling. SRE responsibilities have expanded and morphed, much like the tech it supports. They had to, due to the massive scale and complexity Google's services reached.
I see. This evolution must have required quite a bit of adaptation. How did they handle that?
Adapting was key. They crafted highly flexible frameworks and principles that allowed them to pivot as needed. This adaptability ensured they could tackle growing demands head-on.
So the frameworks provided a sort of anchor amidst constant change and complexity.
Precisely. Like a ship anchor amidst stormy seas, these frameworks gave them stability while allowing for the flexibility needed to upgrade and remain relevant.
Fascinating. Could you give me an example of how their responsibilities transformed with time?
Certainly. Take building dashboards, for instance. Initially, they might have crafted interfaces for 20 machines. Now, it's all about automating entire processes for thousands of machines.
That's quite a leap. Automation must have played a big role in managing such vast infrastructure.
Absolutely. Automation became the bread and butter of SRE work, elevating efficiency and allowing engineers to focus on bigger picture challenges rather than repetitive tasks.
Interesting. How have these roles changed in light of newer technologies and methodologies?
They've kept pace by integrating cutting-edge tech like AI and machine learning to predict issues before they arise, turning potential problems into fine-tuning opportunities.
Predictive maintenance through technology. What a clever way to stay ahead of the game.
Ingenious, right? It's like tuning an instrument before the concert even begins. It keeps everything harmonious and avoids any sour notes.
And these adaptable frameworks, do they also allow SREs to tailor their solutions to specific challenges unique to Google?
Oh, definitely. The frameworks are like a toolkit with the right tools for any job. SREs employ this kit to handle unique challenges, customizing their approach where needed.
And with such tailor-made solutions, they likely become experts of sorts in their domains, right?
Exactly. SREs become guardians of their systems, understanding every nuance and where potential pitfalls might lurk.
A job of constant vigilance and expertise sounds like it requires a particular sort of mindset.
A mindset as adaptable as the frameworks themselves. They embrace challenges and seek out innovative solutions to keep systems running smoothly.
What about the SRE teams themselves? How do they stay prepared amidst all this evolution?
Oh, training and knowledge exchange are key. They continuously learn and share insights, like scholars in a vibrant academy of innovation.
And with such continuous growth and learning, they carve out a robust culture, I presume.
Indeed, a culture that prizes resilience and creativity. It's a place where solutions are as dynamic as the challenges they face.
It's impressive how they managed to keep the ship sailing smoothly, even as it grew to such a grand scale.
Remarkable, right? They've mastered the art of scaling not just systems, but their very approach to them.
Out of curiosity, have there been any lasting principles or approaches that have stood the test of time?
Yes, core principles, like reliability, manageability during emergencies, and continuous improvement, have remained strong pillars supporting their evolution.
Inspiring. Strong foundations really do make all the difference.
They really do. Those foundations are what allow them to take bold steps forward, no matter how daunting the path ahead.
So, as SRE responsibilities have evolved, would you say teamwork has become even more crucial?
Absolutely. It's the melody carrying the song. They collaborate closely, sharing insights and strategies to overcome obstacles together.
Their story is one of evolution, adaptability, and collaboration, an inspiring progression of responsibilities.
Indeed, it's an ongoing saga of growth. Next, we can delve into how they draw parallels with the aviation industry for managing complex systems.
That sounds intriguing. I can't wait for the next chapter in this SRE journey.
We'll continue soon. The sky's no limit for SREs, only a waypoint in their flight towards innovation.
Hu Tao, your tales about SRE are always a delight. You mentioned an analogy with the aircraft industry in our last conversation. I'm intrigued. Care to share the details?
Of course, Neuvillette. Imagine it's 100 years ago. You've got a rickety old plane with just one engine and a pilot who's also the mechanic. That was old-school system management.
A pilot mechanic, you say? Sounds like quite the balancing act. How does this relate to SRE, though?
Back then, just as in those early planes, everything was simple but fragile. If a problem cropped up, the pilot, much like an early SRE, had to fix it, sometimes even in mid-flight.
I can see how that raw, direct approach was necessary initially. How have things evolved since then?
Fast forward to today, a huge 747 manages hundreds of passengers and tons of cargo with redundant systems, much like modern SREs managing Google's immense infrastructure.
A modern marvel of efficiency, those jumbo jets. But aren't there still only 2 pilots up there?
Exactly. It's all about having well-thought-out interfaces and systems. The pilots, our SREs, can efficiently manage the aircraft or infrastructure because everything has been designed to be reliable.
So, it's the system's design that allows them to scale so massively while staying manageable.
Bingo! These systems are structured to handle complexities elegantly. Learning to manage them isn't overwhelming, yet responding to emergencies is swift and effective.
It's remarkable how they've scaled operations to such a degree with minimal teams.
That's right. Just like a plane's crew uses redundancy and technology, SREs utilize backup systems and APIs to communicate smoothly.
And this analogy really captures the meticulous planning and foresight involved in SRE work.
Exactly. Neuvillette. It's like they've taken a page out of the aviation book to ensure everything's efficient and scalable.
I assume these pilots, SREs, need to have deep knowledge of the systems they operate.
Oh, absolutely. Just like any skilled aviator, they know the ins and outs of their systems to troubleshoot and innovate effectively.
Such a fascinating intersection of tech and human skill. Are there specific strategies that draw this parallel further?
Well, just as planes have systems for safety and capacity, SREs work on availability, performance, and emergency responses, always with scalability in mind.
It seems their role requires both technical prowess and strategic foresight.
Indeed, they latch onto the pilot's mindset, prepared for any turbulence, but steering steadily towards smoother skies.
Do you think this analogy helps the team members within SRE comprehend their task on a broader scale?
Certainly. It provides a concrete framework for tackling abstract concepts like reliability and efficiency in a large organization.
Their collective journey truly mirrors the evolution of flight, a majestic growth from fragile takeoffs to smooth landings.
Precisely. Like seasoned aviators, they navigate through complexity with a mix of innovation and experience.
And I suppose the analogy of flying high only matches how Google and its SRE function operate, soaring with such elegance.
With clouds as runway, they sure do. It's a testament to their knack for managing complexity effectively.
This analogy has been quite illuminating, Hu Tao, weaving such potent imagery into the technological plane we've discussed.
And we've landed smoothly, a fitting conclusion to this flight of fancy into the world of SRE.
Thank you for being my co-pilot in this journey, Hu Tao. Your stories always make the technical terrain so much more navigable.
Anytime, Neuvillette. It's been a joy guiding you through these skies of thought. Until our next adventure.